Hey everyone, Red Dead Redemption, the original, is now on PC and it is running absolutely fantastic on the Steam Deck, whether it's night or day. It is running slightly better at night time. There seems to be less effects going on even with a busy town, but overall it is running fantastically well. I'm going to run through my best settings for most of you, but obviously there is always room for improvement and also personal preference. As you can see though, running through the main town, it really is pushing 60 frames per second quite happily. However, I am on the high settings, not ultra. I'll show you why in just a second, but overall it is running much better than I could have hoped for. As you can see, during the day we're pushing around 50 to 60 frames per second, but I'm going to dial it up to the max and hit on the full ultra settings with no upscaling, but I'm going to cap it at 30 frames per second initially, and you'll see just how gorgeous this looks. But if 30 frames per second isn't your thing, then Ultra really does put you all over the place, unfortunately. So in some instances, it will push up to 50 frames per second, but depending on what you're looking at, it will take a bit of a dive. Especially through town, we're barely even pushing 40 frames per second. So my recommended settings for this one is actually to start off with the high preset level. Keep AMD FSR 3 on, but native anti-aliasing, turn motion blur off, and then on the level of detail sliders down the bottom, put geometry level of detail, terrain level of detail, and tree level of detail from the next one down from the top level. Leave the other two just as they are, save this, and then enjoy 45 frames per second solid on the Steam Deck. Now, due to the way that the pass-through recording works, I can't cap it anymore until they fix it on the Steam Deck. If you do cap this at 45 frames per second on the Steam Deck itself, you will have a super solid experience and most of the time under 20 watts battery usage as well, meaning you're going to push a good 3 to 3.5 hours battery life on the OLED and also have the benefit of HDR, and around 2 hours on the LCD without power. Now on the LCD, I would recommend that cap at 40 frames per second, not 45, because of those few frames per second difference, but also because it's a better refresh rate for the LCD. On the OLED though, 45 frames per second is super stable, but if you do want to let it push up to that 60 in the meantime, it will go up to around 22 watts usage in a lot of scenarios, but you will get those extra frames when you can. But as you'll see through these sections, it doesn't hold that 60 frames per second solid, which is why I'm recommending that 45 cap, not just for the battery life, but so that you have that stability as well. If that doesn't bother you though, then just stick with the high preset and you'll get 50 to 60 frames per second all of the way through, with 60 frames at around 90% of the time. Red Dead Redemption is definitely performing and looking absolutely gorgeous on the Steam Deck. They really have done it very well on this, and I'll be very interested to hear from our Windows handheld users on this one, as from initial testing it's actually running worse than it is on the Steam Deck, even at 720p, so hopefully that gets fixed. But for now, Steam Deck and Steam OS is definitely the best place to play Red Dead Redemption on handhelds. Let us know in the comments below if you're diving into this one. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.